I was watching a video happily. Then I got pissed off when I saw somebody going contrary to what a subscriber had instructed to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, a subscriber sent 100 USD for Moses. Moses has a father. So, Sensor took responsibility for himself to go and do shopping for Moses. He went to a shoe shop. He was buying a pair of shoes for Moses. Then he said, I can't buy a pair of shoes for Moses alone. Out of Moses' money, is going to buy shoes for Daniel's daughter. That wasn't the wish of the subscriber. Daniel is a grown-up. What about Daniel's pocket? Then Sensor bought mosquito net for Moses. He uses the same money to buy mosquito nets for his own sister. I say to myself, what? Moses' money. Moses has a father. Why can't he take the money and give it to the father and give instructions on how that money is supposed to be used? And it's so funny. Why do you buy stuffs for your own sister? Is your sister vulnerable? It's like when Trenchton grandpa bought all those clothes to the village for the vulnerables, and Sensor took all the clothes for himself and his family and assorted friends. Let me say this. Yesterday, when the sister to Sensor was coming to the village, we could see a lot of luxurious life. We could see a motorcade. We could see dual-purpose guy with a Germany machine. We could see Sensor himself with a Germany machine. BMW was there welcoming the sister in a convoy. And yet, you are here robbing a child money to buy mosquito net for your own sister. That's outrage. Watch this clip, then we dive deep to today's discussion.
Screw the bed together. Yeah, they have nice shoes. Oh, look. Danny, let's also get your daughter shoes here. You know the number of your daughter?
Yeah,
23. Tunataka kama hizo tu number 23. Okay. We bring it back. Just to test. Yeah, guys. So we are getting 3 pairs for the kids. Moses has blessed others also. He has to bless others because he's blessed already. Connect. Guys, you're buying 2 mosquito nets. 2 mosquito nets. Moses told me, hii ni net, hii ni yako beba jana kwa mkono. Shika hivi. Says we bought 2. This one will stay in the villa or even a visit. Or my sister is coming, so she moves this and Moses gets 1. Hiya, guys.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another reaction video. For those who are seeing me for the first time, I go by the name Maxwell Lumumba. I do reaction videos, especially to the videos that are posted in public domain. Like today, I'm going to discuss about, did Moses' donations go where it was intended? Viewers are asking tough questions about Sensor spending decision. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are coming across this amazing YouTube channel for the first time, make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video to other individuals. Remember to turn on the notification bell so that any day, anytime I post any video, you people get notified. Watch my videos from the beginning up to the end without skipping those ads. I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with Lumumba. Let us go support that YouTube channel. Let us like, comment, and share it to other friends. That being that, let us show love to these YouTube channels. Let us like all my videos. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to discuss about a topic that has generated a lot of debate amongst viewers. I want to make it very clear from the beginning that this video is based on my observation, opinions, and questions regarding content that has been shared publicly. I'm not claiming that anyone committed a crime. I'm not claiming that anyone stole money. What I am going to is to examine a situation that many viewers have been discussing and asking whether donor intentions were respected. I watched a video, the way I said, and I was pissed off when I saw a lot of decisions are being made contrary to what the subscriber had instructed to be done. And honestly, this decision is bigger than one person. It is about accountability. It is about transparency. It is about trust. When a viewer sends money for a specific purpose, should that money be used exactly for that purpose, or does the content creator have the discretion to redirect part of it elsewhere? Ladies and gentlemen, I myself have been receiving money from different subscribers, and I usually do what subscriber has instructed to be done. So the question is, and today I'm going to break it down carefully so that we can understand what is happening, what we call about accountability, and I'll be start by discussing about what viewers said happened according to discussions online, or according to a video that was posted yesterday, and it came from the horse's mouth. A subscriber reportedly sent $100 intended for Moses. The understanding many viewers had was that the money was meant to benefit Moses directly. Now, this is where the controversy begins. Instead of simply handing the money to Moses' father or guardian, some viewers believe that the money was used to purchase various items on camera with the same individual. So, some people support that decision, others strongly disagree. And let me ask this. And the reason for disagreement is simple. Many people believe donor's intention matters. If a donor says, this money is for Moses, then some viewers interpret that to mean every dollar should benefit Moses and Moses alone, not Moses and somebody else, not Moses and another household, not Moses and a different relative Moses. Yeah, that is the argument many critics are thinking about. And I was to say this. There before, we have seen Daniel being sent money. Was that money subdivided to Moses? The answer is no. So that tells us that when somebody has been sent money, let that money be for that individual. Like this case, yeah? The way I'm saying, Moses has a father, but it is not a must, even though Senso himself has come to the camera and said the father is a drunkard and is used to drink with the uncle. And let me say this, sometimes when it comes to money, I know a lot of individuals, there is money that even a drunkard person cannot literally drink using that money. Let's say, for example, I've taken money, I've given it to person B. Take this money, go do shopping for your child. Then the other amount of money, you can use it maybe to do such action A, B, C, D. Be sure 100% that money will be used to in the same thing that you have instructed to be done. Look at it now. You have been given an amount of money. You take responsibility of yourself. And for me, when you take a responsibility for yourself, which is something very good because you're going to spend your time, you're going to spend the money that was sent to what was intended to be done. So this is what the individual did. You were sent money. Instead of doing it to the intention of what that money was meant, you go and place other individuals. If you could use that money and say, let me go and buy Moses shoes, let me go purchase for Moses net, let me see any other thing that Moses will want, then I action. So for that, you would have used the money as instructed with the donor, not use that money, spend it. Let me first start with the shoe purchase debate. And this is one of the biggest talking point that concern the shoes. Viewers observed that while shopping, the discussion about not purchasing only one pair of shoes, this immediately with this calling me, just pause. Sorry for that. So, the decision about not purchasing only one pair of shoes, this immediately raised questions. Many people ask, why? If the money was intended for Moses, why should the shopping list include other beneficiaries? So those questions may sound harsh, but they're reasonable questions. Whenever donors' money is involved, transparency becomes important because the donor may have had a specific intention. Imagine you donate money to one child to receive school supplies, then later discover that part of that money was used for somebody else. Will you be comfortable with that? So some people will say yes, others will say no. And that difference of opinion is exactly why this discussion has become so heated. I know we have two people from different camps, yeah? Some people that can say what Maxwell Lumumba is saying should be actioned, and some people will be saying that, does that money even bother you in any way? But we have to speak the way this issue is. Let me bring in the sisters mosquito net. This is where the real emotions begin escalating. Many viewers noted that a mosquito net was reportedly purchased not only for Moses but also for a census system. Now critics immediately started asking questions. They ask, was the mosquito net for the sister purchased using funds intended for Moses? If yes, was the donor informed? Would the donor have approved that? Was the permission requested? Those questions are not accusations. They are accountability questions because donors generally expect transparency, and transparency is what builds trust. So the issue is not necessarily the value of a mosquito net. The issue is principle. The issue is whether resources designated for one person should be redirected to another person. That is the concern being raised. And let me speak about, should the money have gone to Moses' father? This is just a proposal that I'm giving out because this is another debate which revolves around Moses' father. Some viewers argue that the simplest solution would have been to hand over the money to the father with clear instruction. So their reasoning is straightforward. Moses already has a parent. Moses already has a family structure. So Moses already has someone responsible for making decision on his behalf. So critics ask, why not allow the father to decide how the money should be spent apart from the shoe? So why not provide the funds directly? why not allow the family to prioritize their needs? Maybe they need food, maybe they need school fees, maybe they need medical expenses, maybe they need clothing. So critics argue that the family is the best position to know. Supporters, however, might argue the buying item directly guarantees the money benefits the child. So there are two sides of this discussion. And when we have two sides of the discussion, we have to make the best solution possible. Because I understand when we are in a house like a family structure, me as a parent, I really understand what my child wants. Yeah, because for you, maybe you can see he's lacking shoes, but for me, I know maybe a lot of things that the child lacks. Yeah, so that means that if the parent could be making this decision, because sometimes when you have that money in your hand, because you are instructed to buy that individual shoes without knowing there is maybe other things that the child will require. So when you use that money, you'll see that this money is a lot of money. When I decide to spend, maybe when I buy shoes, when this money is left, how will I spend that money? So this is a discussion that will be helping individuals maybe in the near future. And let me speak about trust and donors' expectation. And let's set back from personalities. Let us talk about principle. When viewers donate, they donate based on trust. Trust is everything. Without trust, donations disappear. A lot of donations have disappeared in Nyabohanse village because of lack of trust. And without trust, supporters stop contributing. Without trust, communities become divided. This is why many viewers react strongly whenever donors' fund appear to be redirected, even if the amount is small, even if the intentions are good. People wait confidence that their wishes are being respected, and that is the fair expectation. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of decisions we make contrary to what donors themselves want, and this reminds us about an incident that happened in Nyabohanse some years back when Trenchton grandpa brought container full of clothing for vulnerable villagers. What happened next? These clothings were given to specific people, specific family member, and the clothings were assorted, and anything that was left as the leftover, that is what maybe some people who are known, it was being distributed to them. Let me say about the wealth perception problem, and this is a factor that fuels the outrage in perception. So many viewers compare this situation to display of vehicles, travels, shopping, and public celebration. When viewers see people arriving in expensive vehicles while discussion about donations are happening, emotional naturally arises. So the perception becomes, if resources are already available elsewhere, why use money intended for Moses or anyone else? Again, this is perception issue. Perception may not always equal reality, but perception influences public option and public opinion. What is this happening to my chicken? Public opinion influences trust. I don't know what is happening to my chicken. I can hear, you hear the way they are making noise, yeah? I have to go and check them. Maybe there is a mongoose, daytime mongoose, yeah, attacking my chicken, yeah? And today we'll be having a live session, and I'll be doing it from my construction site, and that is what will be happening. So yesterday, when Senso's sister was came to the village, we could see the way she was picked from a place in Migori called Havana with a convoy, or some people can call it motorcade, where we could see Germany machine, one of the brother having Germany machine, another one Germany machine, then a BMW. So if you people are that wealth, why do you use a child's money to buy a mosquito net to your sister? That does not add up. And at the end of the day, I believe that the central question is not about shoes, it is not about mosquito nets, it is not about personalities. It is, the central question is, should the donor's money intended for one person be used exclusively for that person? That is the debate. So some viewers say absolutely yes, some say there is flexibility. What do you think? If a donor sends you money specifically for a child, should every dollar benefit that child directly, or is it acceptable for part of the money to be used for others in the same household or community? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let us keep the discussion respectful, factually, and focused on accountability rather than personal attacks. I know some people will be attacking me, and I'm good. I don't relent. If you abuse me, back to the sender, and that is something that I usually do. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Support my other YouTube channel, that is Vibe with Lumumba. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. A bottle of water to quench my thirst.